Many times you might want to create your animations inside XML files just like you did for view animations, and then load your animators from XML files, use them for different views, for different projects, and so on. So in this video I'm gonna show you how you can define your animators inside XML resources and then load them at runtime and apply them to different views. So first of all, we need to go to the resource section, press new and Android resource file, and we are gonna create a new file. I'm gonna name it my animator. Its resource type is gonna be animator, not animation, animator. I press OK, and as you can see, by default an animator set is created using the set tag. So I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna leave the animator set, and then I'm gonna create an object animator. Let's say I want to create a scale X and a scale Y animator for my loudspeaker that I created earlier in the project. So this object animator is gonna have a property name that is supposed to be animated, and the property name is obviously scale X or scale Y. It's gonna have an initial value with value from. Let's start it from a float value of 1, a scale of 1, and increase it to a scale of 1.1 or 1.2. And it's gonna have Android repeat mode. Let's make it reverse. And Android colon repeat count. Let's make it infinite so that we have a scale animation on the loudspeaker, just like when a speaker is playing some music. We can use it for implementing a simple UI for a player, for a music player, for example. So this was for scale X. Let's also set a duration for it, like Android duration of 1 second. And I'm gonna duplicate all these lines to create another object animator with Command D or Control D on other platforms. And scale Y is gonna be the property name this time. So I'm gonna animate the scale X and scale Y properties of the view that this animator is going to be applied to. So let's go to our code main activity, and once the button is clicked, I'm gonna load my animation and apply them to a target view. For simplicity, I'm gonna remove the previous animators so that it also doesn't use much resources. Never overdo animations in your application. Just make things simple. So I'm gonna define an animator. Let's call it res animator to distinguish it, and animator inflator dot load animator is the method and API we use to load animators from resources. So load animators takes a context of type context. I pass this for this activity, and then I specify the animator ID, the animator resource ID, which is r.animator.myanimator. Okay, now my animator is loaded. Let's apply it to a target view. You can specify any view. I'm gonna specify binding.loudspeaker. So I say res animator dot set target binding dot loudspeaker, and eventually start the animation with res animator dot start. And just as simple as that, we loaded the animation and we started this way. Let's run it on the device. Okay, our application is running. Let's trigger the animation by pressing the button. There we go. You can see that the animation is running and the duration is obviously too long. Let's make it shorter. Let's, like for example, 500 milliseconds, and apply the changes. Okay, after relaunch, I trigger the animation again. Now it's better. So you can easily create animators inside XML files and load them at runtime using the API that I showed you, animator inflator dot load animator. And then you call set target and the rest is history.